Hello and welcome to Sovereign RPG, your one-stop shop to mobile gaming content. I am Sovereign. Today we're going to be looking at Marvel Future Revolution. I've been looking forward to this game for quite a while. I didn't check out any information on it before when it was out in the Canadian open beta, so I came into this with a completely fresh head and I had no biased information coming in my direction from content creators who create content to make a game look good and others that just complain about stuff like myself. Now we're just going to do a breakdown of the features. This is the first impressions. I've only played it for a couple of hours since it released this morning. We're only level 19. I'll go through my choices of heroes and what other choices of heroes that you have. Go through the combat system, both automatic and manual. I will say that the manual system is very nice, especially since I am not a fan of the action RPG sort of joystick on the screen stuff. As anyone who's been sub me for any amount of time will know, I'm not a fan of the joystick commands because my thumbs are too big and it covers most of the damn screen. But that's a personal issue. We're going to be breaking down all of the features in the game, the mechanics, what you can do, what you can't do, what it's like, and then we're going to talk about the pay to win and how this game, as with many Netmarble games, have a massive paywall in front of it to sort of slow down free-to-play players significantly more than most other games. And that is the case in this game, at least as far as I can tell so far from looking at the shop and then looking at what I've been getting and what I've been unlocking and what I've got given for free as a free-to-play player from the beginning. So let's start off with the graphics. The graphics are great. I can't argue with the graphics. The cinematics are really good. The voice acting on some of the characters are pretty damn terrible. Tony Stark and Storm just feel horrible. They must have tried to save money on Storm's voice actress because she was absolutely terrible. And Tony Stark sounds like a 15-year-old boy in an old man's body. But the rest are pretty damn good. When it comes to mob density and mob differences, there aren't too many. They're all pretty much in bundles, copy pasted, as pretty much all mobile games are. It saves on space, it saves on computing power, so you don't overrun some of the lower end mobiles and tablets. So this is kind of inevitable when it comes to actual mobile gaming. So let's talk about the actual combat system and go through that first. There is the automated combat system where you can just click on this button down here. As you can see where my mouse is hanging over here, and it will automatically, when you click the quest, it will just auto play the game, and then when it gets to the actual destination, it will auto kill everything for you. If you're not interested in auto combat, which most people aren't, as far as I know, most people that I play with at least and I talk to do not like auto in games at all. You can turn it off and the game has a fully functioning manual system. We actually haven't got enough power yet to complete on with this quest, so we're going to go do some side quests. Let's go and do a side quest that's really close so we can get on the combat. Now while we're here, we'll talk about the world and the claim that the game is open world. Now from my understanding of what an open world game is not what this game is. It's like calling Final Fantasy VII Remake an open world game. It's a linear game. There's no open world about it. I don't know if there's a limit to how large the map sizes have to be before you go into another zone, where it does have a lot of zones, and a lot of zones are transitional, so you will load screen on quite a lot of them. So I don't know how the game can be called open world, but they have claimed that it is the first, Marvel's first action open world RPG. In my opinion, personally, as I said, I wouldn't call it an open world RPG at all. It's just like more mobile fuckery going on here when it comes to descriptions of game. It doesn't take away from the fact that the game is pretty damn decent. I am enjoying it. As you can see right now, the auto combat system will run around, but it won't dodge. So if you're going up against the boss, it's better to actually manually place, because obviously you need to jump out of the area of effect. And they have this really cool animation where if like in a straight line when a boss does a major attack, it will kind of do like when you flip a rug, when you roll a rug and it does that sort of wave down the rug, it does that. So it has a sort of nice little graphical element to that mechanic, which is fine. So we'll turn off this auto play right now. I'll hold on the right click and you can run around with your WASD and you can use WAWD. This is on the LD player 64-bit. So we'll do some attacks over here, run around, and we'll start killing some stuff with the camera round. It is pretty damn decent. If you just click on the left click, you will be doing your auto attacks. Now I picked Doctor Strange as my main hero, mainly because his standard attacks are AoEs. I do need to use a potion though, because I'm a bit stupid. I don't know what happened there. It jumped out. You press spacebar and there is a flying mechanic in the game, so you can fly around. It's pretty damn responsive. I messed up a little bit on the thing, so I was getting confused. I keep like pressing that right click and locking off the mouse, and I'm trying to move around and press stuff, and it was just a bit of a nightmare. That was my mistake, and it's automatically going to take those things over there. We'll put it back on automatic and we'll continue doing the actual side quest. If you've played any game that's an action RPG and you do with this control scheme, this isn't going to be anything new for you. It's pretty much the same as every other game. It just works much better syncing with the LD Player 64 than any other game I've played. So it automatically sets everything up for you without you having to touch anything or create any profiles or anything. If you do want LD Player 64-bit, there is a link in the description. It's an affiliate link, so it will help out the channel if you would like to do so. Now let's talk about the different quests. Nearly all the quests are go to this area. pick this item up, go back. Go to this area, kill a certain amount of monsters, come back. Go to an instant zone, kill a boss, come back. Hand in quests, move around, do that sort of stuff. That's pretty much all there is so far. I don't know if that's going to change later on in the game. Maybe if some of you guys who are playing on the Canadian open beta for the time before, they'll be able to let us know any difference. So please let us know down in the comments if that is the case. But so far, it's just your standard kill and collect. That's pretty much. There's nothing new or grand about it. The game's just very pretty. The UI is quite nice. There aren't so many massive amounts of pop-ups, and you can see one up here showing a little pop-up. It'll say you can buy this when you reach level 10 special offer. It only lasts a certain amount of time. They have these sort of, if you don't buy this now, then you're going to lose it forever mentality. Netmarble's always had that. It's massively in their monetary profile. And the game does have PvP, and so far, as far as I can tell, you cannot really get really good gear yet, at least so far, as a free-to-play player. The way the shop has been set up, it does feel like they are pushing heavily towards you having to buy the really good gear, and the gear costs an absolutely insane amount of resources to upgrade. And if you make a mistake on the free-to-play and you spend your shards wrong, because you hardly get any premium currency as a free-to-play player, you have to be very smart on what you're going to be doing. I would personally recommend you actually unlocking the character slots so you can raise your squad power by adding more heroes into your squad, and just going all out for that at the beginning. Just unlock all 8 slots and get all 8 characters and be done that way. Right, so let's talk about the hero screen, what you can do with upgrading, what sort of items you equip, etc. Now it's called costumes, which your items are, and it does change up each individual piece. So each piece has a different aesthetic when you're adding it on there. You do have the auto equip button. You have the battle badges, which you get from side quests, you get from main quests, or you pick up from different enemies that drop them randomly as a chance. Now, each of these will give you different stats. It'll give you 38 defense on this one. As an example, this one gives you 40 attack with a bonus stat of 16 attack, depending on green, blue, purple, gold, the standard RPG mechanics of loot. You have your level and your power. Your power is a number that's just made up from all of the different parts that you have. You have your attack, defense, and HP. The game is very basic when it comes to your actual stats, and it doesn't really give you too much information on what these are. But if you want to go and get more details, you can click on the level button here, and it will show you all the different stats that you have in the game. There are quite a lot of them. But to get by in the game, at least at the beginning while you're starting to progress, when you're first opening the game, you don't have to worry about these things. Just equip the highest rank stuff you've got. Pretty much the same as any gacha game, until you get to the end game where you have to start micromanaging what you want to do. So far, I've only got a couple of 2-piece gear, and I never got any 2-piece gear out of the actual boxes you get from doing missions and stuff. I have literally only ever got 1 stars out of it. It's only certain quests that give you some 2-star stuff that I've actually managed to get anything out of. As I said earlier, the upgrading of gear is massively expensive, so you don't want to waste your currency, especially if you're free to play. You want to wait until you get a decent piece, get lucky enough to get a decent piece out of one of the boxes, and upgrade it that way. Pretty much standard free-to-play gameplay for this type of game. So let's talk about the squad. Now, I haven't upgraded any of my squad powers yet. I'm still figuring out what's going on. And as I said, as a free-to-play player in this game, you don't want to waste anything. You want to keep everything and make sure you're putting it in the right thing, because once you make a decision, you're stuck. That's it. So I'm holding back, and I'm trying to wait until I decide what I'm going to be doing. And once I do, I'll upgrade everything and we'll figure out what's going on. I'll have to check out some people like Daft Microtransaction, who does breakdowns on all the stuff on there, which he's very good at doing all that. If you don't know what Daft Microtransaction is, he does have a Marvel Future Revolution channel as well as the Raid Shadow Legends channel. You should check him out if you haven't already. He does give a lot of good information on this game. There are titles in the game which do raise your stats. You get title points, and then you get attack, defense, and HP bonuses for putting on certain titles and unlocking certain titles. You get different cards in the game which are basically the front covers of Marvel's comic book, and these will give you bonuses depending on what one you get. There's some rare ones I've managed to pick up somehow, somewhere, somehow. And then there's a storage system, so you can store any of the items, so you can clean up your inventory and have a storage space. Your inventory does have a 100 limit, and your bank does have a 100 limit, but you can obviously purchase slots, which you don't want to do. Don't waste your points on those slots. A lot of the stuff you can just break down for its base components, so just do it that way. There's a lot of different consumables that you'll need to upgrade a lot of different things. I won't go into too much detail into that, but there is a lot of them, and it does require, and this is where it makes me think that you're going to need to pay money to get really deep into the game on a competitive level in any way, shape, or form. You have a lot of challenges, a lot of stuff that you can do in here, which does give you quite a decent amount. It's definitely good to go around making sure you're unlocking stuff as you're going. You have daily challenges in there. You have your collections, which give you items and premium currency. You have your activity log where you go in and it unlocks everything that you can unlock on there. It does give you some decent stuff, and your squad rank XP. So make sure you run around, you're killing the right amount of monsters. So if you go into the villain log, when you go to each map, there'll be a certain amount of villain kills that you need for each type of character or monster or villain, as they call them in this. And you just claim and you get pretty decent stuff. You get a lot of the crafting materials, etc. out of here, and the upgrading stuff. So it's good to get all of these done so you can get the most out of your free-to-play character. The arena doesn't unlock until like level 47. You got Dimension Jewels at 61 and the Dark Zone at 99. There's a lot of levels. I think it's 100 on the squad level is the maximum level. I mean, my squad level is only level 6, and it does have a limit on the squad level. So when you get to a certain squad level with one character, you have to go and level up another character, and then it will raise your squad level even more, level up another character and squad level even more. It's sort of a way for the game to keep a replayability, even though it is quite repetitive. And then you have your alliance. Everyone starts off in the New Agent Alliance, but you can go in and join other alliances that may be up on here. That's actually a pretty good name, Aunt May's Cookies. I haven't joined one yet. I was going to start my own one, but then I second thought about it because I don't know how long I'll actually be playing the game for. But so far I am having quite a decent amount of fun. Let me show you what I was talking about when it comes to the boxes. So you get a 1-star to 3-star. A mega card can be acquired at a set rate. We'll go through here, we'll open it up, and we got 3 1-stars. I literally only get 1-star stuff out of all of these boxes. Again, 2 more 1-star pieces. I've never got a 2, I've never got a 3 out of these boxes. It's just a bit of a nightmare, especially when they're selling all of this stuff. There's a lot of bundles to get in here. Look, this is just the featured stuff. This is the featured pay stuff going on here. There's a lot of upgrade stuff. There's a lot of weekly costume supply bundles, which are like, is your gear. You can get different gear in there, and it gives you the 1-star to 3-star costume boxes with a costume draw ticket. Costs $3.99, and as you saw, I've only been getting 1-star stuff out of everything, so that just feels like it's a waste of money. There are certain boxes you get where you can get the 4-star straight away, different draws, and it costs like premium currency to draw. You don't draw the characters are unlocked by unlocking the slots. You're basically just drawing for costume pieces, which is your items, your gear. You got the Omega card draws, which give you different levels of stats. So if you have the Midgardia set, you can get different sets with your gear, with the highest level gear, different sets for your cards. Then you can buy things like the dimension boxes, etc. There's a lot of stuff in it. There's Alpha Future membership, Omega Future membership Premium 7 days, custom ticket daily perks, Omega card ticket perks. I mean, look at how many things are actually in here. The bundles, the event stuff, the normal stuff. Look at all of this actual stuff that's being sold. Now you can buy some with gold, you can buy some with premium currencies, you can buy some with tokens that you'll be getting from. You can buy some with friendship tokens. Then you have your special token stuff, which you get from a mega point, and they're points earned from draws when you get doubles, etc. So when you spend, you'll get more. You've got your crystal packs that no one should ever be buying anyway. Your gold packs no one should ever be buying. You should always just, if you're going to buy, you buy the boxes because it gives you more stuff and you'll get more for your money. If you're a pay to play player or a pay to win player in these type of games, then you're going to have an absolute bloody field day in this game. It's going to be like walking into a mall of all of your favorite things and you not being able to decide what you want to buy. Now with PvP being in a game, the game is going to be massively pay to win. There's no doubt about it. If you're not paying into the game, in my experienced opinion with games like this, you are going to get bitch slapped in PvP. It's just a given. It's just going to happen. Accept it. So all in all, I am enjoying the game. I do like the combat. The graphics are great. Some of the voice acting is terrible. The quests are pretty lackluster. Your standard kill and collect quest. The upgrading for free-to-play players is massively expensive, holding you back quite significantly, but it is Netmarble. That's how they've always been. Getting gear is an absolute nightmare outside of buying it. So far, I haven't seen a way to get a 4-star or above. I do know if you complete an area, you get a headpiece at the end of one set at the end of each campaign part, so each part of the world that you go to. But as far as I know, that's about all you get, unless you're lucky and pull it, which I most certainly have not been so far. Right, and that's all we have for today. This is Marvel Future Revolution. I hope you found it useful. I hope it helped you to decide whether you want to play the game or not. If you have already been playing the game, you are enjoying the game, let me know down in the comments as per usual. I want to thank you for watching. Fly safe and avoid local chat scams.